Welcome to UK Learnings. After watch this video, please subscribe to our channel to give us your support. And don't forget to click the bell icon to get upcoming videos. Good luck for your exam.
A novice driver is able to steer a straight course. How could you help them improve their steering skills? A. Teach them to change gear as often as possible. B. Get them to practice steering with one hand. C. Teach them to turn corners while changing gear. D. Get them to adjust the mirrors while driving. The correct answer is B. Get them to practice steering with one hand. Explanation. At the correct stage in a pupil's development, it's beneficial to practice steering the vehicle with one hand. They should then find it easier to change gear, operate another control or give arm signals as and when appropriate. Any tendency to drive with one hand without good reason should be strongly discouraged. What does it mean when another driver flashes their headlights? A. They're giving you right of way. B. They're signaling that it's safe for you to go. C. They're warning of their presence. D. They're warning you of a speed trap. The correct answer is C. They're warning of their presence. Explanation. Officially, the flashing of headlights has the same meaning as sounding the horn, a warning of the presence of a vehicle. However, drivers sometimes flash their headlights for other reasons. Make sure you know what's meant by the signal before acting on it. It's raining and you're following a motorcyclist as they ride around a bend. Why would the motorcyclist steer around a metal drain cover? A. To help judge the bend, using the drain cover as a marker point. B. To prevent the motorcycle from sliding on the metal drain cover. C. To avoid puncturing the tires on the edge of the drain cover. D. To avoid splashing pedestrians on the pavement. The correct answer is B. To prevent the motorcycle from sliding on the metal drain cover. Explanation. Motorcyclists will be checking the road ahead for uneven or slippery surfaces. Especially in wet weather. They may need to move across their lane to avoid road surface hazards such as potholes and slippery metal drain covers. How does coasting affect a driver's control of their vehicle? A. It has no effect on the driver's control. B. It reduces the driver's control. C. It improves the driver's control. D. It makes steering easier. The correct answer is B. It reduces the driver's control. Explanation. Coasting is the term used when the clutch is held down or the gear lever is in neutral and the vehicle is allowed to freewheel. This reduces the driver's control of the vehicle because the engine isn't connected to the driven wheels. This removes the assistance of engine braking and the stability of a powered drive train. Why are yellow lines painted across the road on the approach to some roundabouts? A. To warn you to choose the correct lane. B. They show a no overtaking area. C. They warn of a change in speed limit. D. To make you aware of your speed. The correct answer is D. To make you aware of your speed. Explanation. Yellow lines are painted across the road on the approach to some roundabouts. The lines are usually found on dual carriageways, where traffic speeds are higher, or at the end of motorway exit slip roads. They provide a visual warning to remind drivers to check their speed. You're on a smart motorway where the active traffic management, ATM, isn't in operation. When should you use the hard shoulder? A. To stop when you're tired. B. To leave the motorway. C. To join the motorway. D. To stop in an emergency. The correct answer is D. To stop in an emergency. Explanation. During periods when ATM is in operation, the hard shoulder is used as an extra driving lane. When ATM isn't in operation, the hard shoulder assumes its normal role as a refuge for breakdowns or emergencies. You're driving down a steep hill on a two-way road. A car is parked ahead on the other side of the road. What should you do if the lorry coming uphill is going to arrive at the parked car at the same time as you? A. Speed up and get past quickly. B. Keep going, because you have the priority. C. Consider slowing down and giving way. D. Pull over on the right behind the parked car. The correct answer is C. Consider slowing down and giving way. Explanation: large vehicles take time to get moving, especially on an uphill gradient. You should keep this in mind and give way, if you can do so safely, so that they can maintain momentum up the hill. What type of vehicle displays this sign? A. A broken down vehicle. B. A school bus. C. An ice cream van. D. A private ambulance. The correct answer is B. A school bus. Explanation: buses that carry children to and from school may stop at places other than scheduled bus stops. Be aware that they might pull over at any time to allow children to get on or off. This will often be when traffic is heavy during the daily commute. What does it mean when the amber light is flashing at a pelican crossing? A. You must stop and wait for the green light. B. You must give way to pedestrians on the crossing. C. You must wait for the amber light to stop flashing. D. You must give way to pedestrians waiting to cross. The correct answer is B. You must give way to pedestrians on the crossing. Explanation: the flashing amber light comes on after the red light, and people may still be crossing. If the crossing is clear and it's safe, you may drive on without waiting for the green light. When would you use the right-hand lane of a three-lane dual carriage way? A. When you're overtaking or turning right. B. When you're driving fast. C. Only when you're turning right. D. Only when you're overtaking. The correct answer is A. When you're overtaking or turning right. Explanation: you should normally use the left-hand lane on any dual carriageway, unless you're overtaking or turning right. When overtaking on a dual carriageway, look for vehicles ahead that are turning right. They're likely to be slowing or stopped. You need to see them in good time so that you can take appropriate action. You're following a long vehicle approaching a crossroads. What should you do if the driver signals right but moves close to the left-hand curb? A. Wait behind the long vehicle. B. Warn the driver of the wrong signal. C. Overtake on the right-hand side. D. Report the driver to the police. The correct answer is A. Wait behind the long vehicle. Explanation: when a long vehicle is going to turn right, it may need to keep close to the left-hand curb. This is to prevent the rear wheels from cutting the corner as it turns. You need to be aware of how long vehicles behave in these situations. Don't try to overtake, as the vehicle could turn while you're alongside. Stay behind and wait for it to complete the turn. Why should you look very carefully for motorcyclists and cyclists at junctions? A. Because they might not see you turn. B. Because they may want to turn into the side road. C. Because they can be difficult to see. D. Because they may slow down to let you turn. The correct answer is C. Because they can be difficult to see. Explanation: cyclists and motorcyclists are smaller than other vehicles and so are more difficult to see. They can easily be hidden from your view by cars parked near a junction. You're on a road that's only wide enough for one vehicle. What should you do if there's a car coming towards you? A. Force the other driver to reverse. B. Pull into a passing place if your vehicle is wider. C. Pull into a passing place on your right. D. Pull into a passing place on your left. The correct answer is D. Pull into a passing place on your left. Explanation: if you meet another vehicle on a narrow road, pull into the nearest passing place on the left. If the nearest passing place is on the right, wait opposite it. You're driving on a motorway. What does it mean if the car ahead shows its hazard warning lights for a short time? A. The driver is going to change lanes. B. There's a police speed check ahead. C. The driver wants you to overtake. D. Traffic ahead is slowing or stopping suddenly. The correct answer is D. Traffic ahead is slowing or stopping suddenly. Explanation: hazard warning lights mustn't be switched on in normal driving. The exception is when driving on a motorway or unrestricted dual carriageway and there's a need to warn drivers behind of a hazard or obstruction ahead. Another driver flashes their headlights at you. How should you interpret this signal? A. They're giving way to you. B. There's something wrong with your vehicle. C. They're warning you of their presence. D. There's a radar speed trap ahead. The correct answer is C. They're warning you of their presence. Explanation: a driver flashing their headlights has the same meaning as sounding the horn. It's a warning of their presence. Which sign shows a lane for use by pedal cycles only? The correct answer is B. Explanation: a blue rectangular sign showing a bicycle with a lane line indicates a mandatory route for cyclists. In addition to the road sign, this cycle lane will be separated from other traffic by a solid white line. You mustn't drive or park in the cycle lane during its times of operation. What should you do if a driver comes out of a side road, causing you to brake hard? A. Ignore the error and stay calm. B. Sound your horn to show your annoyance. C. Flash your headlights to show your annoyance. D. Overtake as soon as possible. The correct answer is A. Ignore the error and stay calm. Explanation: if a driver makes a mistake and emerges from a side road into your path, you should show tolerance and not react aggressively. If you're shaken or upset by the experience, slow down and, if necessary, stop in a convenient place. Take a break until you can safely continue on your journey. You're driving with your front fog lights switched on. What must you do if the fog has cleared? A. Drive with them on instead of your headlights. B. Flash them to warn oncoming traffic that it's foggy. C. Leave them on if other drivers have their lights on. D. Switch them off as long as visibility remains good. The correct answer is D. Switch them off as long as visibility remains good. Explanation: fog lights should only be used when visibility is seriously reduced. They must be switched off when visibility improves, to avoid dazzling other road users. What should you do when you're driving through a contraflow system on a motorway? A. Stay close to the vehicle ahead to reduce queues. B. Ensure that you don't exceed 30 miles per hour. C. Switch lanes to keep the traffic flowing. D. Keep a good distance from the vehicle ahead. The correct answer is D. Keep a good distance from the vehicle ahead. Explanation: obey any speed restriction in force and don't switch lanes or get too close to traffic in front of you. Be aware that there will be no permanent barrier between you and the oncoming traffic. You're invited to a pub lunch. What's your best course of action if you know that you'll have to drive in the evening? A. Don't drink any alcohol at all. B. Have some milk before drinking alcohol. C. Eat a hot meal with your alcoholic drinks. D. Avoid mixing your alcoholic drinks. The correct answer is A. Don't drink any alcohol at all. Explanation: alcohol remains in the body for several hours. This may make you unfit to drive a long time after having an alcoholic drink. If you know you'll be driving, the safest course is to avoid drinking any alcohol.
Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe UK Learning's YouTube channel. Share with your friends and family. Don't forget to click the bell icon to get more videos. Your support will encourage us to make more videos. We wish you all the best for your exam.